Welcome to IME Webinar. Today we're going to talk about electrical design for energy, process and utilities industry. I am C.W. Siu. I am the multi-product manager. First of all, looking into the intuitive solution for your business challenge, today our focus will be on one of the SolidWorks solutions, which mainly in the electrical design. Agenda for today, we shall start with the issue with the typical electrical system design, and then straight ahead we'll go for demonstrations on SolidWorks electrical, and from there I will share with you about some of the benefits that we can gain from these solutions in your industry and summarize it, and last but not least will be a Q&A sessions. For you who have questions, you are always feel free to ask. Issue with the typical electrical system design. Looking back into the current practice, I believe most of you are here using 2D CADs, or some are using other 3D electrical design software. So first issue that we face is talking about 2D CAD is basic 2D CADs limiting electrical design productivities. Okay, and which means is that when we're having a 2D design, we always rely on some standard features on drawing the line, putting in the symbol in terms of blocks, and from there everything is very manual. And by using the manual way, something that we might face very frequent is that electrical design reuse is frequently needed but often difficult. Okay, and then of course, if in your company you have the mechanical departments and also the electrical departments, by doing separate bill of materials, it will limit us in terms of the cost estimations. What if that both can be done together into one standard bill of materials, right? And design collaborations challenge exists between mechanicals and electrical departments. At this stage, we don't see there is a link or methods that allow the electrical team to directly collaborate or working together with the mechanical departments. In other words, what you did in the electrical software do not allow this information directly transfer to the mechanical teams. So when come to the mechanical, if you need to do the wire harnessing into your design, the mechanical guy have to do based on the BOM or based on the drawing given by the electrical team. So it's become a double job, I would say. Okay, and at the end, the coordinations between the system will be a bit difficult because first of all, we cannot really visualize it in 3D, and secondly is that again it's because of the mechanical guy have to refer to the drawing and from there allocate the right components into it. So let's look into the SolidWorks proposal. Okay, it has become a standards proposal for customers to improve their overall workflow. You can see that what we intend to do is that the integrations and the documentations we try to bring upfront, which means it's concurrent with the mechanical design. So of course, according to a typical design process, yes, first of all, we have the electrical schematic done by the electrical team, and this information will channel to the mechanical team where they will do the necessary mechanical design. So what we see here is that the integrations, the documentations is done concurrent with the mechanical design jobs, and it is to save the time and cost involved. Introducing SolidWorks Electrical, simplifying and improving electrical system design. You can see on the left we have the SolidWorks Electrical Schematic, and on the right we have the SolidWorks Electrical 3D. Now, what's so special about this SolidWorks Electrical Professional is that first of all, it supports the current way that you're working, which is the single line diagram, the multi-line diagram, and even the panel layout. And the best part is all the informations that you have put into your schematics, it will link to your SolidWorks Electrical 3D. In other words, all the components that you use in your schematic design, it will appear into your SolidWorks Electrical 3D, and the mechanical engineer just needs to place, drag and drop to place components into the right location, and at the end it will auto route. By having this auto routing functions, it allows us to generate a more detailed drawings and BOM list, which include the cable length. Okay. For you to understand more about this product, I would like to share with you on the SolidWorks Electrical Schematics, a demonstration video. So from there you will understand more about the functions and features on SolidWorks Electricals. The video will take about 10 minutes. Okay, so after 10 minutes, we will continue to understand more about SolidWorks Electrical 3D. So let's enjoy the video.
In this presentation, we'll take a look at the powerful solutions available in SolidWorks product line to not only create complex electrical schematics, but also to effortlessly integrate your electrical system into your 3D design. Thanks to the new addition of SolidWorks Electrical, companies designing and manufacturing products with electrical systems now have the tools to keep the project on time and in budget. We will see how mechanical and electrical engineers can collaborate efficiently to complete the design and the implementation of the electrical systems in the packaging line, and how they can, in no time, lay out an electrical panel, place electrical equipment along the line, and connect everything by routing cable and wires in 3D. Let's start by having a look at SolidWorks Electrical. All your work is organized into projects for efficient organization. The project manager lists all the projects you can access and even highlight in red the ones that are already opened by another user. The archive function lets you concatenate your entire project's data, including your 3D files, into a single compressed file, making it extremely easy to share it with somebody else within or outside your organization. Duplicate lets you copy an existing project. Finally, Save as Template lets you create a new template from an existing project. Once a project is opened, you can see that it includes one document per location. This is a unique way to keep a project neat and organized regardless of the complexity. Each document book regroups the related single and multi-line schematic diagrams, reports, and can even include manufacturing instruction or components documentations. Electrical engineers have easy access to all the information they need to complete their project directly within SolidWorks Electrical. To enable multidiscipline bidirectional and real-time collaboration, SolidWorks Electrical capabilities are also seamlessly integrated within your traditional SolidWorks environment. Identical project structure is directly available via the task pane and allows you to view single and multi-line schematic diagrams immediately. Mechanical engineers working on the integration of the electrical system inside the 3D design can work on the same project without the need for SolidWorks Electrical Schematic design to be installed. Innovative capabilities, such as a single-line schematic planning tool, can be used at any stage of the development process for product design. Just by using images of components or the use of integrating drawing tools, you can create simplified representation of the electrical system that are ideally suited for project planning, fabrication, and reporting. The schematic is a summary of the connections between all the electrical components that are part of the main electrical enclosure assembly. In this example, the enclosure houses all of the system control components, including a programmable logic controller, PLC, sensors, human interface devices, and power supplies. To complete this schematic and add the last motor, we can quickly copy one of the existing symbols or open the symbol library and choose from the comprehensive list of components included within SolidWorks electrical libraries. Button, switches, circuit breakers, contactors, relays, sensors, terminals, PLCs, lights are among the comprehensive section of common components that are included and can be modified or customized easily. Once the motor is inserted, you can associate it with the manufacturer part data if desired. This association can be completed either manually or by creating a new component or search for one and benefit from the extensive database of minor part updated frequently and directly available as well within the software. The circuits of the motor are listed in the dialog box. The red connection points indicate that the motor is currently disconnected. To specify a component, we simply select the manufacturer and other parameters, like the number of circuits, the voltage rating, or the power used, to quickly narrow down the search. In this case, we are using a Laura Sommer, a 3-phases electrical motor. The different terminals on the right are highlighted in green to indicate that the physical connection on the manufacturer part matches the schematic symbol. This check and the schematic association is done automatically. Then you can draw a cable to add a connection between the part regardless of the location within the design. In addition, cables and wires can be assigned from within the single line schematic, since the line diagram is bidirectionally linked directly to the detailed schematic, meaning that all the information entered at this level will be propagated automatically to the rest of the project. The cabling window allows you to add or choose an unused cable from the library. After selecting the cable, you can simply select the motor's connection and click Connect to assign the W10 cable's conductors and wire the motor to the terminal strip. At this point, you can add more terminals to the terminal strip if needed. Now, let's take a look at the power circuit. It contains typical motor power circuits. Please notice that the cables that were previously just created are properly assigned. This automatic association saves us, the electrical engineers, the time and trouble of replication and assignment of wiring, minimizing the probability of errors or design inconsistencies caused by manual associating interconnects. Finishing the build of Midline Schematic diagram for the power and control circuit couldn't be easier thanks to all the integrated electrical drawing tools and the included comprehensive libraries. We're going to start by showing how single and multi-wires are handled. We can select the appropriate wire style from the wire style selector and then simply pick the wires desired for use. In this case, the 3 phases with protection. To further simplify the design process, the drawing of multiple wires is made easy and requires only a few clicks. Bands are inserted automatically. Several additional options are also available if you want to change between angle multiple phase wires or straight point-to-point wires. In addition, the conductors can be inverted to increase design flexibility. But more notably, these design elements are smart objects, meaning that if you resize this wire, copy it, and connect it to the original one, it would become a unified single wire, eliminating the need to trim and delete joint wire sections. The comprehensive electrical symbol library is somewhat different from the single line tool when creating 2D schematic diagrams. It utilizes the traditional electrical symbols. These electrical symbols are handled in the same manner as other electrical schematic capture tools, giving SOLIDWORKS Electrical 2D the same traditional look and feel that electrical engineers are accustomed to. This includes the classification of symbols into categories such as connectors, contactors, fuses, or circuit breakers. For our demo, we are going to use a 3-pole magnetothermal circuit breaker and add it to the design. At this point, we can create a completely new component named with a reference of Q11 or associate it with an existing component that has been previously defined in either a single line or multi-line diagram. This is accomplished easily since all the parts are organized by location. Cross-references are updated automatically, as well as the manufacturing information, part tags, or wire numbers. In addition, the wires are intelligently split into individual segments when inserting a component. To access the commonly used symbols more rapidly, you can also leverage the convenient palette tools and peruse the different pages quickly to find the symbol needed. Finally, we are going to add the motor. We accelerate this process by using the powerful search capability within the symbol palette to find the design element desired. All that is needed is a substring of the desired item name, and the tool will search for everything into the symbol library that matches the entry. More complex components, such as terminal strips used in the industry to connect various equipment, are inserted just as simply. In fact, it's as simple as drawing a line across the wires. The design tools allow the user to create accurate and up-to-date multi-line schematic diagrams that comply with industry standards. A large included symbol library makes the use of standard industry symbols stress-free. However, in the event you need a new or custom symbol, the ability to quickly design and incorporate it into the library are a few clicks away. Actually, all the libraries can be customized to really tailor the software to your needs and improve your productivity. But what truly makes SOLIDWORKS Electrical so unique is the ability to quickly copy or reuse existing designs. To illustrate this, let's open the power circuit schematic of the pallet dispenser. We select the PLC power supply element, a circuit breaker, and transformers that deliver the right voltage to our PLC and control circuit. Then, we can drag and drop them directly onto the pallet to create a new circuit macro. And there it is. It can be used anytime in the future to simplify the workflow and avoid redrawing basic circuits, such as power circuits, complex control circuits, PLC interfaces, and even a whole subsystem design. Every time you insert a circuit macro, you get a brand new entities and elements. And if a terminal strip is integrated in the macro, it will automatically be redefined with new terminals added each time you insert the circuit macro. At this point, you may choose to keep the existing information from the circuit or associate the new entities with the components that are already defined, for example in the single line diagram. SOLIDWORKS Electrical and SOLIDWORKS Electrical 3D provide a full, bidirectional, and real-time linking between the 2D schematic and the 3D data.
So just now you have seen the SOLIDWORKS Electrical 2D. Just to sum up what we have shown in the demonstrations is that we have shown the 2D schematic tools for electrical system design in single line and multi-line schematics. And of course, one more thing the great about the 2D is that you can do 2D documentations in terms of drawing, bill of materials, wire lists, and even terminal strip lists. And one more thing I wanted to emphasize here is that because our SOLIDWORKS Electrical is run on SQL methods, so it allows multi-user and multi-product design capability, which means let's say there's a project and a few person is involved, we can actually tailor to this kind of environment. And also it supports PLC management. And one thing great about our SOLIDWORKS Electrical 2D is that they come along with 500,000 or half of million manufactured brands components to be selected from the library. So time to time you get the latest library files, and from there you just like choose the brand you want to use, and all the information you will get it inside your drawing. And next thing I'm going to show is that the real-time integration with the 3D model, which is the next video that we're going to see on how this 2D information can be channeled to the 3D environment.
That's why if we copy this small circuit and add new components to a design, the circuit breaker Q11 and the transformer T3 will instantly be visible to the mechanical engineer and available for integration into the 3D model. This bidirectional capability provides a real-time awareness of the components that still need to be placed, and it gives both the electrical and mechanical engineers all the tools they need to properly integrate the electrical system inside this 3D assembly. But if we go back to our 2D schematic and delete the newly created circuit breaker and transformer, the 3D design will update automatically, and the Q11 circuit breaker we just inserted will be deleted. This helps ensure that your 3D model is accurate and up to date. SOLIDWORKS Electrical provides a seamless, multi-user collaborative environment that boosts collaboration between the different design teams. This unique capability allows multidisciplinary organizations to effortlessly and simultaneously work on several electrical projects. Critical information is shared instantly, minimizing rework and design inconsistencies. With large electrical designs, the use of multiple pages for the schematic is a standard engineering practice. To maintain electrical connectivity and create a continuity link between circuits on different schematic pages, the use of off-page circuit references are used. In the case of our example, the output of the transformer circuit needs to be linked to the PLC power input circuit on a different schematic page. To create this off-page connection link between circuits on different schematic drawings, the use of an off-page reference is necessary. Selecting the Manage Origin Destination Arrows icon will display the necessary tool to accomplish this task. For example, please select the single wire insertion icon. This will bring up a dual view of the open schematic page. Let's click on the first one and notice how the software will only let you select the same circuit type on a different circuit. We'll repeat this one more time to connect the other wire. The software will only allow for like circuit types to be interconnected, minimizing the risks of mismatched wire types or short wires. In our example, you can see that the packaging line is controlled by a PLC. The functionality of the conveyors and lights is controlled virtually automatically using the sensors and a simple button human interface. SOLIDWORKS Electrical enables you to tackle the development of complex electrical systems with specific tools. PLCs can be inserted or customized like any other parts, and the PLC Manager offers a simple yet concise way to modify it, list the input and output, type description, add modules, or generate drawings. In addition, macros can be used when inserting a PLC into your schematic to automate the process further. SOLIDWORKS also has the real-time ability to review the component's properties. The manufacturer part assigned, clearly identify how the contacts are connected, and cross-reference thumbnails are also available for added clarity. And if a device is represented by several symbols, like this contactor, which is incorporated on different schematic page, the user can navigate among the different symbols using the contextual menu. The cross-references are generated automatically by SOLIDWORKS Electrical and help ensure enhanced understanding of the schematic no matter the complexity of the electrical system. The cross-references are also color-coded to indicate their availability and prevent costly mistakes. Once the diagrams and schematic are created and completed, SOLIDWORKS Electrical provides the ability to produce and share documentation. The comprehensive reports include bills of materials, wire and cable lists, from-to list, or PLC input and output list, to name a few. An additional report can be easily added to the project via the Report Manager. The Report Manager utilizes a simple interface that allows for selecting the desired reports and documents by project. All the reports are generated automatically based on the information available within the project and can be updated as necessary with minimal effort. The report capabilities minimize the time needed for the design teams to have their projects ready for production. Before switching back to a 3D model, let's just create a new folder to group all our reports together. SOLIDWORKS Electrical is a powerful 2D schematic software. However, some information, like cable and wire lengths, can be calculated into a 2D environment. This also holds true for interconnect routing optimization. With SOLIDWORKS Electrical 3D, you can take your project one step further and bring it into another dimension. This electrical enclosure already contains a couple of components. The last few parts can be inserted in different ways. You can, for example, select a component on the list and click Associate. All the electrical components previously associated will be displayed in transparency so that you can quickly identify the ones that are available. Once associated, the reference name is changed to match the 2D schematic. You can also simply right-click on the transformer and select Insert. If the part is properly defined in the library, the software will automatically retrieve the part, meaning you don't have to browse several directories or folders to find the right SOLIDWORKS model. Components snap and are also easily attached on the DIN rail using SOLIDWORKS MyMates. You can even insert multiple components at once by selecting all of them first. A dialog displays the parts and lets you change the insertion order if necessary. Once the first one is placed, all the others are added to the mounting rail and are spaced according to the dimension you have entered. It's a great way to ensure that special requirements, such as the heat space requirements of electrical components, are achieved. The terminal strips are inserted in the same manner. Additionally, SOLIDWORKS Electrical also includes many features that allows you to rapidly realign and evenly space components, insert ducts, or change DIN rail lenses. But what really makes SOLIDWORKS Electrical so invaluable is the ability to automatically and virtually instantaneously route your entire electrical project. This helps ensure that everything will fit correctly, optimize the wiring, and accurately calculate the wire and cable lengths long before the final product is even being produced. To get a clean product, the wires are routed inside the ducts or across an entire assembly using the wire channel. They also reuse the properties, colors, and diameters specified in the 2D schematic. In this example, we are wiring a panel using the 3D sketch route for improved performances, which is perfect to get a general understanding of the final results. It's significantly faster than using SOLIDWORKS route, so it's useful to ensure that the panel is optimized, the components are positioned correctly, and the power and control circuit are segregated. The segregation tool and segregation manager let you include or exclude specific wire style from ducts or channel, and it can be done very quickly. When segregation is applied to a model, you can see that the common circuit in green is nicely routed primarily through the left channel, while the power circuit and neutral wires are running on the right side of the enclosure. Now we can route the cables. Several cables are used to connect the motors and sensors of each conveyor to the main electrical enclosure. This M5 motor was created early in the presentation, so we still need to associate it first, and then we can move forward and use the route cables command. It's perfect for detailed cable planning and space usage, in addition to reducing cable material waste by providing true cut list. In a few seconds, you will see how the cables have come down, running through the floor conduits and avoiding each other while going to their individual devices. You can even zoom in and see how the conductors of the cable are connected to the terminals and connection points of the motor. Let's finish our demonstration by loading the last configuration to see the result with 3D routes. With powerful 2D and 3D capabilities, SOLIDWORKS Electrical offers an unrivaled solution for speeding up the design and implementation of electrical subsystems inside a 3D design, no matter how complex the project is. The graphical output provides a very realistic and detailed representation, inclusive of wires and cables running through the ducts and conduit as they appear in real assemblies. It's now time to export the calculated values back to SOLIDWORKS Electrical 2D and update the previously generated reports to finalize the documentation. You can also export all the manufacturing information as a single multi-page PDF or as a native DXF file to be opened within DriveSide or similar 2D CAD software. SOLIDWORKS Electrical provides really unique and powerful capabilities to help design 3D-ready electrical subsystems. By using SOLIDWORKS Electrical, you will be able to simplify the design of any product or machinery that requires an electrical subsystem or harness and eliminate costly design errors. SOLIDWORKS Electrical provides the opportunity to revolutionize the way you create your 3D electrical schematic and leverage this unparalleled opportunity to enhance the collaboration between the electrical and mechanical design.
So in the second video, what you have watched is actually a SOLIDWORKS Electrical 3D, where it leveraged the 2D schematic design data from SOLIDWORKS Electrical 2D into the 3D models environments. So what you can see that it tremendously reduced a lot of time, especially the design time for the mechanical engineer, where they just need to place the electrical components into the 3D environments, and the amount and the right 3D components is defined by the electrical engineer. So once all the components was placed, you can see we have a function called auto route, where it can automatically place the cable, the wire and harness through the panel, and lastly it's able to calculate the wire length, and this information will go back to our drawings or our reports. And one additional benefits that we offer in SOLIDWORKS is that it have a web link for more 3D model, which means you can always go online and download the 3D models that you need and to be placed into your 3D environments. So once you combine both together, and it will become SOLIDWORKS Electrical Professionals, where it's very suitable for those who are doing both the mechanical and the electrical jobs, because we have the best of both worlds. As a conclusion, SOLIDWORKS Electrical tends to help us to design faster because it's a bi-directional real-time swinging of design change between the 2D schematic and the 3D model. In other words, it allows the mechanical engineers and the electrical engineer work even more closely, and the information from the electrical engineer can be used in the 3D. Second is to avoid hidden costs by reducing scrap and defects. By having this automatic 3D wires, cable and harness design, imagine how many wires that we can save by having these great functions and these calculations. And last but not least, avoid time to market delay. Again, and this is because we enable one bill of materials for electricals and mechanicals, and the collaboration is so tight that any information update or changes, both departments will get the latest update, and definitely it will promote a quicker time to market. That's end my sharing today. So this is my contact and my information. If you have any questions to ask, we are now go for a Q&A sessions. You can always ask, or if you prefer to contact me personally, this is my information. You can always contact me through my email or through my Skype. Okay, now let's go into the Q&A sessions. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, and I believe my colleague will do his best to answer your questions.